Hi there, welcome to the channel. Something a bit different on this video from previous ones where I'm normally outside of a record shop. So at the moment I'm in a hotel room in Leeds. I played a gig with my band here last night, well in Leeds, not in the hotel. And there's a record shop very close to last night's venue, and before we head off to the next gig we're going to go and check it out. So it looks like a good store, and yeah, hopefully we can find some nice bits of vinyl in there. So yeah, let's go. Here we are outside Record Plant in Farsley Leeds. I finally found it. Let's go take a look. So that was the Record Plant in Farsley, which is in Leeds. Now, I was up there doing some shows with my band, and right next door to the venue was the record shop, which is pretty dangerous if you're a musician traveling around and you never got any money. And right next door is a record shop where you go in and spend what little money you have earned. And that is exactly what I did the next day. When I went to pick my gear up, I dropped into the Record Plant and was pleasantly surprised. It's a really cool store, nice big wide open space, loads of new vinyl in there, one or two bits of collector's pieces, good cheapo selection, loads of new pressings of Blue Note and jazz bits and pieces, lots of 90s vinyl in there that I remember buying most of those things on CD and wish I'd have bought them on vinyl now. But there's like Radiohead and Paul Weller and Oasis and bits and pieces like that, which are quite pricey, but they're collector's pieces now, believe it or not. So all in all, really great store, really friendly atmosphere. It was Saturday lunchtime when I eventually got there, so it was really busy, loads of people coming in. So it was buzzing, a great place to visit. And if you're in the area, you should definitely check out Record Plant in Farsley near Leeds. So let's take a look what I purchased on today's visit. And the first up is this old classic. It's Nightlife by Thin Lizzy. Now, I did own this record years and years ago, and I foolishly sold it because I needed the cash, and I had it on the Vertigo label. This is, and I think this is an American pressing, because it's on the Mercury label, and the back is slightly different to the one I used to own previously. As you can see, there's like a black background. Well, that wasn't there on the other one for some reason, and annoyingly someone's cut the corner off the cover, but the cover's in pretty good condition. I have played this one through, and it sounds great. There we go, on the Mercury label, so I do believe it's an American press, but if you know differently, please let me know. Recently reissued this album along with the Fighting album, which I also own on vinyl. They reissued it and they remastered it and remixed it, and I did listen to it on Spotify, and I was very impressed. It was very cool, but I still prefer the old sound. I never really have a problem with these old records, but I suppose they redo them to generate some money and maybe to attract a new audience. But I like the old stuff. I like the old sound of it, the original sound. And yeah, it sounds great. This was the first album to feature Scott Gorham and Brian Robertson, the classic lineup of Thin Lizzy with that twin guitar sound that we all know about. And it's in early development on this album. It comes through on a few tracks, but it's not that prominent. There's some great songs in here, though. She Knows is a great song. It's Only Money and Showdown. But in places, it's a little bit of I wouldn't say a departure, because I haven't really established their sound at this point. But it is a bit of a strange mix of songs. If you're familiar with the classic Thin Lizzy sound, this comes across as a bit more broader, I suppose. It's quite funky in places. It's quite soulful and jazzy, may I say. But it's very mid-70s, slightly leaning towards an American sound. Their previous albums were kind of had their Irish roots in there, and there's less of the Irish roots in here. Although there is a couple of songs called, one's called Banshee and others called Philomena, which have an Irish feel to them. But yeah, I love this record. I think it's great. It's very different to other Thin Lizzy albums, but every album they did, I suppose, was slightly different. So yeah, well worth the £18 I paid for this. Next up is Bob Marley and the Wailers live. It's the single album pressing on Ireland. I've brought this for my daughter. She loves Bob Marley, and I nearly bought this while we were away last year in Spain, but for some reason I didn't. And so when I saw it, I thought, I've got to get that. It was £6. The cover's a little bit kind of tatty, as you can see. Let me just show you the vinyl. It didn't have a cover. It was like just in there as it is. And so I've got one of these and put it in. But the vinyl was a little bit scratchy, but then I only paid £6 for it. But I give it a good clean, played it through, and you could not tell. No jumps, nothing. Sounds absolutely great. And I think this is a fantastic live album. People talk about, you know, Thin Lizzy, Live and Dangerous, being a classic, being an amazing live album, which it is. But I'd say this is equally a great live album. Also, in here, we have an original poster from back in the day. Let me just show you this. Let's get this out. This was hidden in there. Look, I don't know if you can see it all. I have to put it that way, wouldn't I? But yeah, Bob Marley poster. Put that on your wall. Yeah, £6 for that. Bargain. Next up was another album I bought for my daughter, and it's the Jacksons' Destiny. I paid £10 for this. This is on the Epic label. The cover's in very, very good condition. Nice gatefold there. There's Michael, when he looked like Michael. And yeah, it's got Blame It on the Boogie on here and Shake Your Body Down. A couple of great songs. Really good production on this. The songs are not as strong as Michael Jackson's solo albums, I don't think. Oh, sorry about the noise. Someone's doing some building work somewhere. But we'll crack on. Yeah, I don't think the songs are as strong as like Off the Wall and things like that. But it's still a great production, and there's some great musicianship on here, some good songs. It's just missing that Quincy Jones magic. But yeah, Destiny by the Jacksons, £10. Like I say, it's on the Epic label. Let me just show you. There we go, nice and clean. There, look at that. And played it through, plays lovely. Well worth a tenner, I think. And my daughter was well happy with that one. And the final one I bought was this. Now, I've never heard of this guy or seen this guy at all, ever. His name's Bjorn Jason Lind. You can see that there. And the album's called Sissel, and he's down as a Swedish jazz musician. So I opened it up and thought, well, what's this all about? And he was nice gatefold there, and it stated that he was playing piano and flute. So I Googled him a little bit, and sadly passed away a few years ago. But apparently a very eminent musician and in the jazz field. And I also noticed it was on the CTI label, so I thought I'd give this a go. So I bought this for my girlfriend. She loves kind of Nordic jazz, and when we played it, it wasn't her kind of thing. So she said, "This one is probably for you, actually," and it is more for me. It sounds like Swedish TV music from the 1970s. It was released in 73, recorded in 1973. And it does sound like Swedish TV music, almost like Swedish porn music, actually. But it's very kitsch and very cheesy, but there's some great musicianship on here. And I'm normally not keen on jazz flute, but I really like the sound of the flute on here. It's really great, and also nice kind of dead bass and drum sound on here, like a very dry sound that they used to get in the 70s, and I really like this on this record. It really comes through. It's a very kind of dry sound, most of it, but I love it, and I've given it a spin a few times, and it sounds great. They're all originals, apart from the song Games People Play, which I think was a bit of a soul hit back in the day. That one kind of stands out. It seems a bit pointless, that one, but the rest of the album is brilliant. So if you haven't heard of this album, or Bjorn Jason Lind, and you like your jazz and you like your esoterical stuff, maybe give it a listen and see what you think. Like I say, I'd never heard of him before, and I was pleasantly surprised. So I'm going to look out for other things that he's done from this period. But like I say, I've been looking at records for years now. I've never seen this album anywhere, and I paid £15 for this, so I think that's a bit of a bargain. So it states here it's on the CTI label, as you can see there. When you get the vinyl out, it's actually on the Metronome label, which is a Swedish jazz label, I think. CTI was a jazz label, European jazz label anyway. But yeah, sounds great. I've played it through, given it a clean. As you can see, the vinyl's nice. And yeah, I love this record. Pleasantly surprised. Bjorn Jason Lind. So those are my finds from the record plant up in Farsley in Leeds. And I urge you to drop in, pay it a visit if you're in the area, and tell me what you think. If you've been there or if you know any of these records, and drop me a comment. It'd be great to hear from you. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye.